I'll just come in here if I'm not in your way. Okay.
Okay, I'm Luke. Oh, sorry.
Everyone rolling?
Yeah, we're good. Oh, thank you very
welcome.
much. Yeah.
I'm Lieutenant Neil Griffin, Neal Griffin, Escondido Police Department.
Okay, so how did this all start?
Earlier this morning, around 7 a.m. this morning, a San Diego PD officer attempted to make a traffic stop on a vehicle. There was initial confrontation at the scene of the stop, a lack of cooperation. The suspect fled in the vehicle. Through a ongoing pursuit, the suspect called 911, made it clear to us and made it clear to the police department, the San Diego Police Department, that he was not going to cooperate with the officers, and they had a hostage in the vehicle. The pursuit continued. The San Diego officers made several attempts to stop the vehicle by using spike strips and other tactical considerations, but they were unsuccessful until that vehicle finally came to a stop here on northbound Center City Parkway, just south of I-15. There was another confrontation at the vehicle. There was threats made to the hostage inside the vehicle. There were concerns for the life and the safety of the hostage. An officer fired a single shot. The suspect was killed at the scene. We are now involved in what will be a lengthy investigation. Also, there was an issue that the suspect, at some point during the pursuit, claimed to have explosive devices in the vehicle, along with weapons. So we are now going to be clearing the vehicle with the assistance of the San Diego Sheriff's Office for explosive devices. That's where we're at in our investigation right now.
Okay. Where exactly did this start?
It was in the city of San Diego, and I can't say the specific location, but it was on the 15, is my understanding.
Somewhere along the 15.
Correct.
And explain the confrontation that happened there.
Well, it was a traffic stop, and there was a lack of cooperation. A male subject emerged from the vehicle very aggressively, very uncooperatively, and then jumped back in the car, and a pursuit ensued. At that point, the suspect at some point contacted 911, and through a series of phone calls that probably involved the CHP, probably involved San Diego PD, and maybe even Escondido PD dispatchers, made several threats to the hostage in the vehicle, made threats of explosive devices in the vehicle, and that he would kill the hostage. The pursuit continued until it ended here.
Now you mentioned it ended here. Did you successfully get strips out?
We did. We were able to deflate 2 tires. He continued for quite some time on those deflated tires, but at some point it appears the vehicle just finally gave out.
Was it high speed at any point?
I believe the speeds reached, the highest speeds they reached is approximately 80 miles an hour.
80 miles an hour. What was the initial traffic stop for?
It was a minor traffic violation, but obviously the person in the car, who obviously is not going to be identified at this point, escalated it.
Okay. So we are not identifying the 2 people who were in the truck. 2 people in the truck, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
There was 2 people in the car.
Okay.
In the truck.
Did you talk
Female
about male or
driver, female driver,
Correct.
male suspect.
That's
who
correct.
had the gun. What is their relation?
We have not yet determined the relationship between the 2 people.
And then
She has sustained injuries. She's at the hospital. They were not injuries that were caused by the police, though. So.
Taken against her will, or?
We're still investigating that.
Okay, so getting here, the spike strips work to slow down the vehicle. The vehicle pulls over to the side. A guy jumps out and shows police a weapon. And at that point, you said he was making a threat to the hostage. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
The officers on scene felt like the hostage life was in danger, and they took action for her safety, and it involved 1 shot. The suspect was struck. He was killed at the scene. She'd also, again, mentioned the fact that there was a threat of explosives and other weapons in the car, and that the victim would be injured. And it did appear that on a number of occasions the victim did try to stop the vehicle, but she wasn't allowed to. We're at this point going to investigate whether or not she was allowed to stop the vehicle. At some point she was able to pull the vehicle to the side of the road.
We picked up on the radio that he had been in jail and wanted to.
I won't be commenting on any of his criminal history or his identity.
Age, at least?
I don't know.
Where was the successful strip deployed?
I don't know.
Okay.
Male, white, adult.
But the pursuit did come through the south of Escondido, or did it go off
It,
of Center City to the north?
the pursuit was from the 15 onto Center City Parkway. He exited there.
Okay.
In that brief moment when the officer brought him into custody, any weapon found?
We're still searching the vehicle. In fact, we're going to have to clear the vehicle very cautiously because of the threat of explosive devices.
How many shots fired?
One shot.
Sheriff Ballmarson coming out to help assist with that?
That's correct.
Okay.
So he did show a gun though to officers, right? And
I'm not
they
sure.
Saw him waving a gun around.
We're not ready to confirm what type of weapons were in the car at this point.
Or did he, held that up in the air, or?
We're not ready to confirm anything about the weapons in the car at this point. We need to clear the vehicle.
Can you give us an idea when you're hearing that kind of report by phone? You're in contact with him and he's threatening the driver. How does that change things for you or for your officers as they do there?
Well, obviously this was a very intense confrontation that involved a threat to a hostage, a threat to the police officers on the scene. It began as something as innocuous as a traffic stop, and it became a situation as we've described. So, it's just one of those very intense sort of situations, and we'll investigate it fully. But it is going to take us some time to get things going.
She was taken to Palomar, right?
She's at Palomar Medical Hospital. Yes.
He's still here as the coroner coming in.
Yeah, that'll be part of the investigation. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say her injuries are minor?
She doesn't seem to be seriously injured, but I haven't been up to the hospital, so.
Anything else?
You guys good?
I'm okay, we're good.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay.